start? I wouldn't even say that I actually ever dreamt of having a signature guitar, because that just seemed silly. That's like ridiculous, you know. So to actually have my name on a Fender, you know, is it's hard to describe how important that is to me. It means a hell of a lot to me. A lot of my favorite guitar players played Telecasters through the years, and I always thought it looked great. You know, you see a picture of Joe Strummer and he's playing a Tele, and it had that cool vibe to it. A few years ago, I bought a Telecaster Deluxe, and which has those wide range pickups in it, and I used that a lot when I was making my Dead Peasants record and all the shows, and that's not, you know, that worked really well for that, you know, and it was a step into the right direction, tone-wise. My first Tele Deluxe. Perfect for Chris Shiflett and the Dead Peasants. Not quite right for the Foo Fighters, so I assembled this one out of some parts I ordered. It's a little bit more in the right direction. I used this guitar a lot for making the last Foo Fighter record, and I used it a ton on the road. This has been my main guitar for the last couple of years. Because it's not actually a Fender, I made my own Fender logo. A while down the road, you know, Fender asked me if I wanted to do a signature model, and they said, hey, you know, we noticed you've been playing those parts guitars out there, you know, would you be interested in doing a signature model? And the obvious choice was to do something based on what I'd already been using, and which led to what we have here, which is, you know, my actual signature model. And this one's a little different than the ones that I put together, namely, it's got a rosewood fretboard, and we did a 4-bolt neck instead of the usual, you know, the actual Deluxe had a 3-bolt on there, and then of course the pickups are hotter humbuckers in this one, and of course, you know, it's got my name scribbled on the back, so you know you gotta do that because it's a signature model. This is my dream guitar. This is my dream Fender Telecaster Deluxe. Almost every Foo Fighters song needs a humbucker. It needs to have that, you know, if you ever come see us live, like our shows, like we'd start on 10 and stay there, you know, for most of the show. And so you have to have that, you know, that sort of high power tone. If I was thinking of songs that really demonstrate that, would be like, you know, someday this thing's going to be hanging in a store, and a kid's going to walk in to buy his first guitar, and he's going to pick this thing up, and it's going to work for him. It's like that's what I wanted to make. That's exactly what I want to make. I want to make something that a kid could go home and plug into his amp, and it's going to make that big rock sound. Because for me, when I was a kid, I'd plug in, it would sound. It took me years to figure that out. You know what I mean? And it was like, it's a gear question. It's a mystery, you know. So hopefully we've removed just a little bit of the mystery with this thing. Fender was right there at the beginning of rock and roll. Like, you know, all the early rock and roll stuff from way back, you know, it's like, you know, guys were playing Teles, guys were playing Fender Strats. To work with Fender now and have my name on one of their instruments is just massive. It's huge to me. I'm extremely proud.